Well, hello.
Hello there.
Welcome to So You Think You're Iconic, the movie podcast where I'm stressed. I feel an ulcer forming right now.
Yeah,
I'm stressed. I just came out of an interview, an hour and 30-minute long interview with
it was
four
a
different
doozy.
people. I'm tired. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. No, 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 no. I don't want to work.
Working is ghetto.
Working is not for me. I was meant to
Mm-mm.
be like a Paris Hilton. Like I don't
Yeah,
have a career. I just do things for
yeah,
fun and somehow I make money doing it. Like that's what
yeah,
I need to be doing. That's the lifestyle I was built for.
yeah. I was meant to be a trophy wife. Look good,
Yeah.
have someone take care of me.
I didn't sign up for this. I didn't
No,
sign up to
absolutely
live in
not.
a middle class family. No. I don't want to
Absolutely not.
work.
I love my family, but like, I need better.
Yeah, I need better. They should have elevated their status before they had me because I'm not okay with this.
Yeah, you threw me into this position.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No, thank you.
No, 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 no. But I'll talk about that later. Um, how was your week, Kelly?
It's pretty good. Um, we saw Spider-Man together.
We saw Spider-Man together.
And boy, did I just go on a emotional roller
Wild
coaster throughout
ride,
the whole
wild ride.
movie.
When you're listening to this, the movie's been out for 2 weeks, so I will spoil right now. So just so you know, the movie's been
Spoiler
out. The
alert.
movie's been out for 2 weeks. I have questions. Kelly tried to
Yeah.
answer some of them, but they're still not answered for me.
I did my
So
best.
yeah, the writers, Amy Pascal, Kevin Feige, somebody. I'm gonna need you to come answer just a couple questions. Why was Electro there? He didn't know who Peter Parker was. Why was he there? Why was
See,
Venom there? Uh, uh,
I think I know why Venom was there, and
no,
I
it
told
doesn't
you
make
why.
sense, Kelly.
He said 8 billion light years of knowledge across multiple universes. So somebody in his brain, in the hive mind, knows Peter Parker.
No, I don't believe it. I'm so sorry. No, 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 no. And then
Okay.
if that were the case, why didn't like the
Mm-hmm.
symbiote go by itself? Why did it take Eddie? Whatever. Um, Also, we need to have a discussion. We need to yank the title of Sorcerer Supreme from Wong because he is not doing his job.
Yeah,
He's
like
not.
couldn't
He
he feel that the whole world was about to be invaded by
like
people
literally
not from
Strange could feel something was wrong.
right?
So tell me how Doctor Strange is just walking around sensing imminent danger, but Wong is playing in cages. He's having cage fights with monsters. What's going on?
Maybe Strange is a very good liar and is like, I've got all of this covered.
No, Wong needs his title revoked. I can't. Anytime something bad is happening, he just leaves.
Yeah.
I can't.
And then he's always like, don't do this. And Strange is like,
Right? He's like, don't do
I'm gonna do it
this,
anyway.
but then leaves. Like, come on, sir.
Right. Right. He doesn't even check in.
Like, do I think that Steven should be the Sorcerer Supreme? Probably not. We need someone more
Yeah.
responsible. But
Yeah.
Wong is not filling that quota. He really is not. And we need to have
Yeah.
that discussion.
Like I know they said that he got it because of superiority, but
They
maybe
put
that even shouldn't count.
no, 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 no.
No.
I'm ready to fight anybody on this. Anybody. But yeah, great movie. If you still haven't seen it for some reason, like go see it.
Yes, please go see it.
I mean, by the time this comes out, who knows? We might be on lockdown again. Which, by
Please
the
no.
way, Kelly, I have some bad news.
No.
I'm probably not going to Hawaii.
No.
I'm,
Why?
I'm probably not going to Hawaii. Um,
I was so excited for you.
yeah, we don't want to die. So my
Mm.
mom is gonna call and see if we could get like either a refund or just have like a credit.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna cancel the hotel, which is great because I'll get $2,000 back, which yay.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh, I'm so sad for you.
I'm I- I'm
I really
okay.
wanted you to go.
I would say I'm disappointed, but nothing disappoints me anymore. So
Lower
yeah, I'm not
the bar so
shocked.
that you're, what did she say? Like
Who
be
knows?
disappointed.
I don't
So
know. I
like
saw the movie twice and I still can't remember.
so that you're never disappointed.
Yeah,
Oh,
expect the worst so that you're never
yeah, so
disappointed.
you're never disappointed, something like
Sure,
that.
we're gonna go with that. We wrote the script. We know it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. It's been a while since we've looked at it.
But yeah, anything else you did this week? That's all I did this week.
Um, Not really. I mean, other than working, which woohoo.
Woohoo.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything other than watch Spider-Man with you.
Yeah,
Kind of the highlight of my week.
I saw Spider-Man twice. It was great. It was great. I need a break though. Can't. My sister was like, I want to go see it, and I was like, no, no, no. I need a break. I need a break. Can't. Not
Yeah.
right now. So yeah. Um. Okay. Well, let's just get right into this movie because it's a doozy, and it took me
Can I just say
forever to write these notes. What?
that like when you told me when you made me pick your movie,
Yeah.
um for some reason the title didn't click in my brain until I started watching it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know this movie. I watched it so many times because
Really?
it's so good.
I think I've
Yeah,
seen
I
it
love this
once
movie.
before.
Really?
Yeah, but
I think I watched it a little too early in life, but
I only picked it because it came picked it as one of my choices because it came up like when I opened Netflix as like a
Mhm.
for you movie.
Oh
And so I
really?
was like, sure, why not?
Yeah. Me and my mom have watched this a lot
Forgot how long
too,
it was.
actually.
Forgot how long it was
Same.
and how long it was going to
Same.
take me to make these notes. But we'll get
I
into it.
can't even imagine.
Girl. So we open in like a distorted scene. It's like flashing a lot.
Mhm.
So like flash warning if you
Flash warning for a
if
podcast.
you need it. Not no, like if
Yeah,
you
if you
watch
do
this
watch
movie,
this,
if
if
you
you
watch
watch
this
it,
movie,
there's a
flash
flash warning.
warning.
Yeah,
Um
there's a lot of it
a
too,
lot
by
of
the
it.
way, especially
Yeah.
with like the flashbacks or whatever, or the flash forwards.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I don't know how to, either way.
Like if you're prone to seizures, be careful.
Yeah, be
So
careful.
yeah, we open it on a distorted scene of a man killing his wife and her lover, and it's like going back and forth between like regular life. Is that how you would put it? Present day is
Yes.
going
Present day, the
is going
present
between
time.
present time and this vision.
Hmm.
And so we then cut to a woman and two men sitting in like a pool, and the vision ends. And after it ends, it causes red balls to be created with the names of the victims and the name of the killer. And so the images from the visions are viewed by witnesses who are government officials who affirm that the visions being played are from the psychics and that what's really happening is happening.
The precogs.
Precogs. And then the detective is looking through the visions with the help of a like I put image technician because I didn't know what to call him.
That's fair.
Yeah. And so they go through it and fun. And so we're in the year 2054, and the detective going through the visions name is John Anderson. He is a part of Washington, D.C.'s prototype pre-crime program. And so he's reviewing
Pre-crime.
pre-crime. And so he's reviewing the vision to find the would-be murderer. And after confirming that the woman's husband is the one to murder her, he goes looking for their address, which you would think it would be easier. It took them a long time to find where they lived.
Yeah.
A long time. And I was
I
like,
mean, if they have the technology to do pre-crime,
pre-crime eye scans, but you can't find out where somebody lives.
Right.
I was like, come on, y'all.
Right, like this is your whole job to like end crime before it happens. You should be able to access this stuff
Actually, they're not
in a
even ending.
flash.
They're not ending crime before it happens, but
Well,
I'll talk about that later.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so the man and the woman are saying goodbye to each other that morning. And the man like goes behind a tree and watches as her lover sneaks into the house. He saw this man earlier because he was just standing in a trench coat in front of their house, staring at their house.
Yeah. Like, homie, have you never had an affair before or tried to keep any type of secret?
Like, not at all. And then I was just like, sir, one of two things is going to happen. Either this man is going to know that you're here to have an affair with his wife, or he's going to think that you're a pedophile because you're standing in a park.
Right. Either way, you look suspicious.
Either way, you look sus, man. Come on. And so he sneaks into the house and like sits behind the bed while they're in some other room, like getting ready to make love. But then
how
they didn't see him is
not
weird.
See him
I don't know.
At any point.
Kelley. I don't know. So John makes it to the house right before the man is about to stab his wife with a pair of scissors, which ow.
Yeah.
And he arrests him for future murder. We then get some weird like exposition ad, pretty much.
Basically.
It's like an ad.
Yeah.
Where they explain that the homicide rate got so bad that they needed a miracle, and they got it with the precognitives, which are 3 people with the power of foresight. Mm-hmm. And that since the inception of the pre-crime program, the murder rate in Washington, D.C. has gone down 90%. But they also said there hasn't been a single murder in 6 years. So that's not 90%, that's 100%.
I don't know why they would say just murder. Like, was just murder happening and like 10% of other crimes happening? Like, and are the 10% of those crimes still happening? And that's why it's not 100%?
Oh my gosh, who knows? Kelley, who knows?
Because it looks like they only stop murders.
But they for sure said the murder rate went down 90%.
Yeah.
So what's the truth?
They only stop murders, right, and not anything else, basically.
Whatever. And so at the end of the ad, they asked for people to vote yes on the National Pre-Crime Initiative, which would allow pre-crime programs to be used across the country. One night while John is on a run, he goes to buy some drugs from an eyeless drug dealer, or as I like to call him, Boris the Animal from Men in Black 3, because that's who he is.
Yes.
And so John gets home and he watches old footage of his son and talks to him as if he's actually there. Also, that's the worst hologram I've ever seen in my entire life. Just so bad. Like the dimensions on it were terrible. Mm-hmm. The one I saw at Disneyland was better.
Hey, they tried.
They tried. They really
I think they blew their budget on everything else.
Yeah, on the floating cars and the and the tank full of milk. Yeah.
Basically.
And so John continues to do his drugs and he watches footage of his wife before his device dies, I think. Sure. And so the next day, John goes to work and the director of pre-crime, Lamar Burgess, blackest name I've ever seen a white man have.
Yes.
He's complaining about how the government wants to shut down the program and that he needs the votes to go well and to watch over the agent that the Department of Justice has sent over named Danny Whitwer.
Yeah,
Whitwer. Very hard to say. I will just be calling him Danny. Because I was gonna call him by his last name, but I was like, Whitwer is very hard to say.
Yeah.
So he is Danny. And he asks John to inform him if anything goes wrong before he tells Danny. And so while talking to John's team, Danny brings up the fact that they are arresting people who have not committed crimes. Even though I think you could like arrest them for attempted murder.
Yeah. And isn't there something about like premeditated?
Yeah, premeditated murder.
Yeah.
Premeditated attempted murder. Like, sure, they didn't actually do anything, but they were going to. So you could at least arrest them for.
Isn't it with law? It's the intent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what was that man's name from the beginning of the movie? Like, he was inches away from stabbing his
Yeah.
wife in the chest.
He really
Like,
was.
so you could get him on attempted murder.
Right.
I,
Yeah.
I I don't really agree with the future murder thing, but attempted
Yeah.
murder, yeah.
Yeah.
And so John says that just because you prevent something from happening doesn't mean it wasn't going to happen. Danny then asks why they can't see other crimes or even suicides before he's told that there is some more. Okay, it made no sense to
Yeah.
me, so I can barely explain it to you. Essentially, what they're saying is in the fabric of time, murder is very destructive. So they're able to see that. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it's something to that effect.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but you just have to go along with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
especially with some like a movie
apparently,
like this.
because apparently raping someone isn't as bad as murdering someone, which
Mm,
what if I'm torturing someone like
right.
that? See, like there's levels that I don't need to explain here. Well,
Yeah.
it's fine, but yeah, whatever. And so eventually, Danny asks if he can go into the tank to see the precogs, and he is told that no one is allowed in there because they don't want any accusations of tampering.
Yeah. Which fair.
Fair, but then Danny pulls out a warrant, and then they just let him go in there, and then they all go in there.
Yeah. They're like, "Oh, we're opening it." And they're like, "All right, well, I'll go."
Everyone, let's go! Come
Everybody.
on, field trip. We've
Right.
never
I
been in
just
here
told you no,
before. Let's go.
but let's all go.
He barely even did he even read the warrant to see if it was like a real warrant?
No, he kind of just like, they do the thing where they like look at it and then they're like, "Okay, fine."
Yeah, he like glanced at, like didn't even read it.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Whatever. Read your warrants, people.
Yes,
Read
please.
your warrant. If someone comes up to you with a warrant, read it. Um, and so inside, Danny is told how the operation works. I can't explain it because it's made up and it makes no sense. So sorry. Uh, uh, sorry. But he thinks it's amazing, but still doesn't fully trust that the system is foolproof because everything has flaws. Yeah, so everything has flaws because everything is made by humans. He doesn't trust humans, blah, blah, blah.
Blah blah blah.
And so everyone then leaves the tank but John, and he stays behind and he waves his hand over the female prefix's face. Her name is Agatha. And then while he's doing it,
Was
she wakes up.
Agatha all
It was Agatha. Oh, oh, oh.
along?
Very,
Which,
very, very poignant in this movie.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, Agatha wakes up and grabs him, telling him to look at the monitor above, and he sees a vision of a murder on the ceiling. John is told that it's just an echo, which is a old murder. They see old murders, which is terrifying.
yeah.
Um, and that they just disregard them and delete them. And so John then goes down to the records and asks to look at Agatha's vision for that murder. And he is taken to a prison like place where they keep all the would be murderers. And he finds that the man who murdered this woman cannot be identified because he swapped out his eyes to trick the identifying eye scanners. Which, why is he under arrest then? If you
Yeah.
can't verify who this man is, why is he? But
Also, can I
yeah,
just say that the containment of all of those people does not seem humane?
it's not humane in the slightest. It's very weird, in fact.
Yeah, I would never want to go down there.
No, not at all. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's go back to the eye thingy. That's how they identify everyone, and they can't identify this man, but for some reason they arrested him and put him in this like mine prison.
Yeah, I don't know.
Weird. Which how does that work? How is that a punishment? Do they explain what happens when they put that on?
I think Because I did look it up. It sends them into like some virtual reality kind of thing.
Okay.
That's what the little thing that they put on their heads.
Yeah, the halos. Yeah. But
Yeah, the halos. They I didn't really understand it because they didn't really like go into it, but
they
it's
did
some
not.
type of virtual reality that they send these people into.
But what is in this is are they in a
I
virtual or are they in a VR prison? Like what is happening? I guess we'll never know. It's fine. And so John goes to look at Agatha's vision and finds that it's missing, but the other two precogs visions are there. John also finds that the woman that the man was supposed to murder is missing. And so he takes all of this information to Lamar.
mm,
Lamar brings up that he knows John is doing drugs just like out of nowhere. Like
yeah.
John is like, so this woman is missing. He's like, so I've noticed you've been jogging a lot in this park where they deal drugs. I was like, whoa, sir.
Yeah, this man does not know how to segue.
Not at all. He's terrible at segues.
Yeah.
It's
It's kind of funny.
it is. It's very apparent in this movie he cannot segue because every
No.
conversation he'll make like a large like left turn. He'll like you'll
Yeah.
be talking about like the weather, and then all of a sudden he'll be talking about who knows, like your left shoe or
Right.
that time you went to the dentist for a cavity or
Yeah,
how
something that is totally unrelated.
something completely unrelated. And
And
so
people just roll with it, by the
yeah,
way.
they're just like, oh, okay, Lamar, but like we were talking about this, and then they just eventually just start talking about whatever the fuck Lamar was talking about.
Yeah.
It's bad. And so they're talking about the drugs, and Lamar is like, I don't want you doing that because like it can hurt our chances of getting precog nationwide, which makes no sense, but whatever. But John says
Whatever.
he's fine and that he refuses to let them take precog away from them. And so the precogs then have a vision of murder with a victim named Leo Crow. So John begins the process. He has the witnesses look over the vision and investigation. And while he's going through it, John sees that he is the murderer and hides it from the technician and the witnesses. Like he like shuts off their computer so that they can't see the visions anymore. And then he tells the technician to go get coffee or something.
Which he buys, by the way.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay. I know we're in the middle of an investigation, but that's fine. And
Right. He's like,
so
it's fine. I'll take my 15.
yeah, and so John goes through the vision, sees that he's the murderer, receives a ball that says he is the murderer, which like confirms it. And then the
Yeah.
tank supervisor sees all of this and gives him a 2-minute head start before he alarms the building.
What a G.
What is she? So nice. So
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank
Also, how
you.
freaked out would you be if like you're the investigator and then you see yourself commit the crime and you're like,
Oh, girl, I also would have ran.
oh,
I would have been like, oh, nope, nope, nope.
yeah, nope.
And so John is making his way out and he gets confronted by Danny for his drug use before the alarm goes off and John runs away.
How are all of these people like knowledgeable about his drug habits? Like, how did that even come up?
I thought he found it in his desk or something
Oh,
because
because I'm like,
he was like
geez.
he was searching through everything.
Mm,
He wanted to find something wrong with this program, which good for you.
yeah.
Good for you. Everyone needs a hobby. And so um John calls Lamar and tells him that he thinks Danny set him up and that he doesn't even know a Leo Crow before his car gets taken over by pre-crime because that happens somehow. They,
Yeah.
they just like take over, like you just hear a voice in the car is like, you're being sent back to pre-crime.
That's so creepy.
That's so creepy. And so he has to escape by jumping cars on like their way too complicated freeway system.
Yeah, they're literally going down like an elevator.
Yeah, it's going down vertically. I'm like, why? what's the point?
Yeah, are you
But
saving space or what?
I don't even think it would save space.
Yeah, I don't think it would either.
And so John goes walking through the streets and his eyes are constantly being scanned. And so he gets ID'd on the metro, and the weird digital newspapers they have change to have his picture on the front,
It's
which,
giving me like Harry Potter
yeah,
Wizarding World newspaper.
it's like that. Which, why even have newspaper if it's digital?
Right. And like the whatever they're using for the newspaper, it acts like paper. Like
It
how is
does
that
act like, yeah,
possible?
it moves like paper, but it's digital. It makes no
Yeah.
sense. And so John gets caught, and his team
Mm.
is about to put a halo on his head, but he's able to fight all seven of them off with their jetpacks, and he gets away. Which jetpacks, gosh. Uh, but in getting away, he ends up destroying 3 apartments,
Yeah.
probably killed 2 construction men, and he knocked off like the side of a building.
Yeah, this man just created so much chaos
So much
and destruction.
chaos. And trying not to kill one person, he probably killed several.
Yeah, and caused hundreds of thousands of dollars in
Hundreds of
property
thousands of dollars.
damage.
Like, he fucked up these people's apartment buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were destroyed. Like, they're not going to live there anymore.
No, they're not.
They're probably going to have to tear down the entire building. He made it so
Thanks.
unstructurally sound. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
And so John is then chased by Danny and other officers from DOJ, but he fights them off. And after a fight with Danny in a car factory, in which John gets stuck inside of a car while it's being built, he drives away. Super cool. Super cool.
Super cool.
John then drives to Dr. Iris Heineman's house. She is the creator of pre-crime. And he climbs over her wall where he is attacked by poisonous mutant plants. And she gives him a cure. And he asks if someone can fake a pre-crime. And she explains that precogs were a part of a study to help children born from neuroin addicts, which is a like updated version of heroin, I guess. They never
Yeah, it's not
really
explained.
they never really explain it.
Yeah.
And
That's also the drug that he's on, by
that
the
he's
way.
on, yeah, it's classy if you have money, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about drug addictions later. And so she states that most of the children died in the study, but the ones that survived have the ability to see future murders, which is frightening, horrifying.
Yeah.
Children just constantly seeing murders, that's horrifying. And
Yeah.
so she then states that the precogs occasionally disagree on their visions, and that when they do, it's called a minority report.
Mm.
And they're immediately destroyed as to not cause doubt into the system, in which I fail to see how that would cause doubt.
Yeah.
I, if anything, I would feel like this furthers the ones that don't have minority reports. Like, this makes like the argument stronger for those.
Yeah. Going
But
by majority rule does not always work.
yeah, and so they find that she finds that she built the system to hold on to minority reports even after they're destroyed. And so she's
Mm.
like, that's your way to find the truth. And he needs to find it inside of the precog that predicted it. And then all he has to do is download it, and then he has the truth.
Which isn't that weird? Because I thought like everything about those bodies were controlled and they like erased some stuff.
Yeah, she said they were erased, but then she says she had like a backup in the system
Uh,
so that everything was like still kept,
okay.
which, sure, okay,
Okay.
cool. uh Jean tells her that he would never be able to get near pre-crime because of all the eye scans in the city, and she tells him to figure it out. She's like, you're a smart man, figure it out.
She's literally the definition of stay in my lane because she's like, I did my job. I
Yeah,
told you what you needed to
she's like,
do.
I helped you. That what else do you need?
Right.
And
I'm
so
done.
he figures out that the Minority Report will be with Agatha because she is the most gifted of the three.
Hmm.
Back at Precog, Danny is running the operation to find John and goes looking for John's ex-wife. John goes off and he finds a black market doctor who will replace his eyes for him. And after he is put under anesthesia, the doctor reveals that John put him in jail before pre-crime when he worked for, he was a plastic surgeon.
Hmm.
And from what I gathered, there was a lot of rambling. He would set his patients on fire, which, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? Whoa.
What an escalation.
First off, how did that happen more than once?
Yeah.
Like, who do
Without
you
him being
have?
caught.
Who do you have working for you? How did the patient not know that they were burnt alive? Many questions. Many,
Yeah.
many questions. But yeah, John put him away, and he was happy that John put him away because then he learned how to transplant eyes somehow. I don't know. But like, whatever works for you, sir, as long as you're not burning people anymore.
Right.
And so Danny goes by John's ex's house and tries to get her to tell him where John is, but she's like, I have no idea. I'm divorced. Like,
Right.
I don't know, sir.
Right. Do you expect every divorcee to talk to their
To their husband?
yeah.
No, that's
No.
no. And so after his surgery, the doctor tells John that he must keep his bandages on for 12 hours
Eesh.
or else he will go blind.
Yep.
And then gives him a spray that will disguise his face for 30 minutes. I don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
I don't care to look into how it could work. So John falls asleep and he dreams about what happened to his son, and we get a flashback. Thank goodness, because they kept talking in circles about what happened to his fucking son. So here's what happened. One day while they were at the pool, they were just like playing, timing to see how long each one could stay underwater. John goes underwater and his son seemingly gets kidnapped.
Yeah. He's kidnapped.
We're not shown whether or not he's kidnapped, but like he comes out of the water and his son's
And he's
gone. So
gone.
he was probably kidnapped.
Yeah, most likely.
And so John wakes up screaming and he makes his way to the kitchen where he accidentally eats a moldy sandwich and drinks milk so old it turns completely green. The fact that when he opened it, he couldn't smell it is
Right.
concerning to me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Can I just say
I
that
could not look.
this whole scene, starting from him with the bandages on his eyes to him with the sandwich, I can never fully watch anymore.
Oh, I did not watch him. Like when I saw him touch the moldy sandwich, I was like, oh, time to avert my eyes.
Yeah.
Because I was not about to watch him eat a moldy sandwich. Why was it even in there?
I mean, did you see the state of that apartment?
That doctor guy did that shit on purpose. And you know he did.
You know it.
You know he did.
Yeah, it always gives me heebie-jeebies, and I just yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting. And then in the background, there's like an episode of Cops playing because we will never know peace.
Not even in the future.
Not even in the future. And John's face like comes up on the screen. John's
also, why would they still have cops if crime has gone down?
Well, it's only murder that isn't happening.
True.
There's apparently every other crime is fair game.
Right.
If you wanted to beat someone to a bloody pulp but not murder them, you could do it.
You could do it. Yeah.
You could do it.
Precog won't catch you for that.
No. And so John falls asleep. Oh, also, let's go back. Let's go back 2 seconds. Okay. So they talk about how there's like different type of murders and like the easiest one to tell is like if you plan to murder someone. And I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, but like in most of these cases, no one was like planning to murder anyone. It just happened.
Yeah, they're like the hardest ones to predict are crimes of passion or whatever.
Yeah. And I was like, you predicted it pretty well. I was
Yeah.
like,
Like they had a full like 30 minutes, it seemed like.
yeah. And then for this, like, for what's his name's John's murder, they had like 2 days.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
I
and
was
there was
like,
no
there
premeditation.
was no premeditation.
No.
And then for what we learned, like, yeah, no. So
There's a flaw in the
there's a
system.
flaw in the system. It's not like equal at all. And so
No.
John's team is searching for him, and they happen to search the building he's in. How they found this information, who knows?
Yeah.
And they send in these like robotic spider thingies to scan the eyes of everyone in the building. How is this not an illegal search? Who knows?
Right. Also, why aren't
Who
more people
knows?
like freaked out about that, by the way?
Yeah, there was a couple that was legit fighting and they stopped so that they could get their eyes scanned. I was like,
Like,
this
is that
should
an
not be
everyday
an
occurrence?
right. I was like, this should not be a normal thing.
Mm-mm.
I was like, this, first of all, it should not be allowed. Like,
No.
this breaks the Constitution in so many ways I can't go into right now. But no,
No, just
you
don't.
can't just come into my house, scan my eyes without a warrant. Like, that's
Mm-hmm.
not without probable cause. No,
No.
no. If
This
this is
doesn't
the future,
exist in the future anymore.
if this is the future we're heading towards, I don't want to be there.
No. No
No,
thanks.
no, 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 no. And so they have like a heat seeking thing so they can tell how many people are in the house, which debatable and whether or not that would work.
Yeah.
And so John hides in a cold bath so that they can't sense his body heat. But the spiders find him because he blew an air bubble and they can hear for some reason. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And so he has to take off the bandage for one of his eyes and have it scanned. Is his eye blinded? We never know.
Yeah, we never find out.
We never find out. Seemingly not.
Yeah.
So, yay. And so, back at pre-crime, Danny is going through the vision and he sees that there is a female reflection in something, a window, a mirror, who knows,
Mm.
when John commits his murder. Meanwhile, John is outside and he uses the spray to disguise his face, and he uses his old eyes to sneak into precog because they did not erase his eyes from the system.
Right.
And
Or
it's
they didn't like alarm it in any way.
and it's been at least 24 hours. So they had plenty of time to do something.
Yeah.
And they did nothing. And so he sneaks into the tank, and how do I describe this? Danny just somehow knows he's there. I can't explain how, but he does. And he makes his way to the tank at the exact same time. And when he gets there, John grabs Agatha and like flushes the tank, and they go down a hole and escape. The tank supervisor tells Danny that without Agatha, they cannot predict crimes, which, what are the other two there for then?
Right.
Why are they even there?
Because that just means that she basically runs it and
Yeah,
they're
she's
just there to
doing all the
confirm.
work.
Yeah.
And I guess they're there to like double check her work, but like
Yeah.
from what
That's
we
what I'm thinking.
from what we know later in the movie, they're not good at that. So
Yeah, they're not. So whoops.
get rid of them. And so John goes to the Gap. He gets some clothes for them.
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it just is.
Mr. Yakamoto.
Yes.
And so Danny finds the maker of John's memory technology that he used to like look over his son, because the man who
Mhm.
created it kept his photo and his name inside of it.
Yeah.
If you're doing illegal stuff, don't put your photo and your
Don't, yeah.
name.
Don't
It's a mess.
don't sign it.
Don't sign it, please. Or at least use
Please.
like a pen name
Right.
if you're going to
Be
be so
smarter.
pretentious.
Right. Be smarter.
And so John goes to that man. His name is Rufus. And he has him scan Agatha's brain for his minority report, but just keeps seeing him kill Crow. And Agatha tells him there is no minority report. And he's like, fuck. She then goes back over her vision of the woman being drowned, and Agatha shows the vision in reverse. But she cuts the vision because the precog team has come right before she was going to show who the killer was. She was like, we can't wait 2 more seconds.
Yeah. She's like, actually, we gotta go.
We got to go now.
Right. I'm not gonna show you this yet.
And so Agatha then uses her ability to help them escape. And on their way out, she tells a woman he knows, don't go home. And I want that story.
Yeah, right.
I want that story right now. What does he know?
Right.
Why
What
can't
did
she
she
go
do?
home?
Right. What did she do?
What did she do? What did she do that is so bad that she should not go home?
Right. How did he find out?
And she was shook when
She
she said
was.
that. So I need to know.
She looked like she was like gonna die.
Yeah.
That's
Please.
the real story.
And then that brings up a different thing. I thought they could only see murders.
Right. Can I just say?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. What's going on there? There's a lot of plot holes building up here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And so with 13 minutes left before he's supposed to murder Crow, John sees the man, one of the people who were supposed to be a witness to his murder,
Mm-hmm.
who was supposed to be looking through a window, and it's a billboard. So it's not actually a witness.
No.
And then he sees that the billboard is across the street from a hotel. So he goes in, he finds Crow's room, and Agatha's like, leave. she's like, please leave. He's like, no. I need to figure out what's gonna happen. And she's just like, oh my God.
She's like, you know what? Just I'm gonna say my thing once and you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah. He then sees a woman laughing, just like in the precog vision, and continues for some reason. And John and Agatha make their way up to Crow's room. And Agatha begs him to leave at this point. She's like, please leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't do it.
He doesn't listen to anybody, really.
He doesn't listen to anyone. Agatha begs him to leave. Instead, he goes searching through the room. Inside the room, he finds a bunch of pictures of children, including a picture of his son. And he decides that he will kill Crow now. He's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
It's in the vision. I have to do it.
Yeah.
And so Crow then comes in. He's like, yeah, I killed your son. I drowned him in the bay. And so John then pulls out his gun, which, where did he get this gun from?
I don't know, man.
Cool. So it's not just me. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
So he pulls out his gun to kill him, but decides not to. And after like the time passes of when he was supposed to kill him, he decides to just arrest him. Crow then tells John that he was supposed to kill him, and that if he doesn't kill him, his family won't get paid. He also says, like, I did not touch your child. I don't know who your child is. I'm so sorry. Right. But he's like, kill me anyway.
Kill me anyway. Do it, please.
John is like, I'm not going to kill you.
You're right. Now that I know you're like for sure innocent, I'm not going to do anything.
He's like, I have too many questions to kill you now. Like, right. Come on, sir. And so Crow grabs the gun and shoots himself while John is holding the gun. So it makes it look like he killed him.
Yeah.
And then he falls out the window. Everyone from the apartment building across the street sees it, and they freak out because like they haven't seen a murder in 6 years.
Yeah. Also, I know they brought up the thing about suicides.
Yeah, this was a suicide.
Yeah. So
So
how did they see it?
how did they see it? It was not a murder.
Because if they're a precog, they would know that it was a suicide.
Yeah, what happens at the end of the movie makes sense. How this does not.
Yeah. The things at the end make sense.
This did not. This was a
don't.
suicide.
Yeah, this was
It's fine. We'll just let it slide, just like everything else. Later on, Danny and the pre-crime get to the scene, and Danny thinks it looks staged because it did look staged.
it did.
Because like, who keeps the pictures of all their victims just spread out on their
Sitting
bed?
out. Yeah.
Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
But-
like the guy who signed his name, dumb, but this you could tell.
Yeah. He calls Lamar and he tells him that they need to meet. And so Danny meets with Lamar and he believes that the drowned woman was murdered by someone in pre-crime who viewed the murder and copied it to make it seem as if it were an echo so that it would be deleted.
Yes.
Lamar then shoots and kills Danny because the precogs cannot see murder without Agatha. Yeah, so the system's down.
Yes.
So he's like, bang, bang. You can't catch me. But like, don't you think it's going to be slightly suspicious that a Department of Justice worker is missing?
Right. Also, like, why would you? Who else knows that the pre-crime is down?
Yeah,
So can commit a murder.
There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so, right after killing Danny, Lamar gets a call from John's ex, who asks for him to help John, and reveals that John and Agatha are at her house. And so, while talking to his wife, John realizes that Agatha's mother was the one who was killed in the drowning. And he goes to ask her who killed her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes into this long tirade about their son, which makes no fucking sense. And then she just screams, run. But like with not enough time, because literally while she's screaming run, they're like at the door. She's like, run. And then he like turns around and they grab him. So that was great timing out of Agatha. Yeah. Great.
Yeah, like we appreciate it. They're right here.
Yeah, and so John gets arrested. He gets haloed. Agatha gets taken back to the tank. All is great in the world.
Yay.
That's the end of the movie.
Yeah, that's it.
So you have any? I'm kidding. So Lamar meets with John's ex-wife. Should I have looked up her name? Probably, but did they
Laura.
Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And she mentions Anne Lively, the woman who was drowned, and talks about the conspiracy happening in pre-crime, but Lamar tries to talk around it. But he ends up slipping up when he mentions that she drowned, which Laura never brought up. And so he tells her he'll talk to her about it tomorrow. And she realizes that he framed John. So she goes to the prison and breaks John out.
Can I just say that if you committed a crime, like in your past at any time, wouldn't you have known to be more careful because you've had so much time to just like deflect and bury?
This man was spiraling at this point.
Yeah.
He had so many murders he had to keep track of, so many future murders that he had to plan. He was spiraling.
Yeah, okay.
He was spiraling. But honestly, I would too. Because now he has which, by the way, I love how there's a loophole in pre-crime. if you if you hire someone else to kill somebody, like it's fine. Like you can like plan a whole murder, but if your plan includes hiring someone else, the precogs can't see it. And I think that's hilarious. And I find it so funny that no one else found that loophole.
I don't know, man. I guess they thought they had to be like, either they didn't want to, and no one wanted to try it, or
I mean, yeah,
like they didn't,
someone would have to try it first. So
yeah,
yeah.
to see if it worked.
But yeah, it's a pretty blaring loophole.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. So she breaks John out, and while Lamar is at some award ceremony, he gets a call from John where John tells him that he knows all about how he killed Anne Lively because she wanted her daughter back. One of John's team members then shows at the ceremony Agatha's vision of him killing Anne. Lamar then goes after John to kill him, causing a red ball to be produced.
Yes.
Dumb.
Also, can I just say that I love in movies when they reveal the bad guy publicly?
Yes.
It just warms my soul.
Yes, it's very
air out that dirty laundry.
Yes, I love mess, and it's very messy, and I love
it's very messy. Yeah, because doing it privately, cool. Doing it publicly, nice.
Amazing. Yes. And so Lamar goes after John to kill him, but when he gets to John, instead of killing John, he kills himself. Which, why was the ball produced then? See, we have more questions.
Yeah,
more questions than answers. And so yeah, during that scene, everyone in the audience sees that Lamar hired someone to kill Anne. Pre-crime came to pick this man up, left Anne by herself in the middle of the woods, and then Lamar came out, switched his clothes, committed the same murder.
Yep.
Yay.
And
so with this second loophole in the program, pre-crime is closed.
Yes, as it probably should have been.
As it should have been. And then unfortunately, all the criminals who were arrested were pardoned and released. Which
are they criminals?
They're attempted murderers. Which I would have brought up in court. I would have been like, they're still attempted murderers.
Right. Like they should still serve.
Yeah.
At least a couple of years. Because whatever virtual reality they were shown probably wasn't like bad or anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
And probably they didn't even know that they were in some kind of virtual reality.
Yeah, either way.
But either
way, I'm not comfortable with them being released. But John says it's okay because they're being like looked after, which like they're in America currently, we have like a sexual predator list and they get quote unquote looked after, which is like they have to go report to a social worker like once a month, which is like a lot can happen in a month.
Yes.
So yeah. And then John and his wife get back together and she's pregnant with another child, and the precogs are transferred to an undisclosed location where they can live peaceful lives. And then, oh my God. So the movie ended and it said directed by Steven Spielberg. And I put, this was directed by Steven Spielberg.
Jordan. Friend. Oh my gosh.
Kelley, I just pressed play. I didn't read anything. I didn't look at it. I just pressed play.
I love how you like wrote that down. It's directed by Steven Spielberg.
Girl, I was shook. I was like, what?
I mean, this kind of has Steven Spielberg written all over it.
Does it?
I mean, kind of.
He doesn't usually have this many plot holes in his movies, but you know, everyone has to have an off movie.
Yeah.
It's
They can't
gonna
all be
happen.
perfect.
They can't all be perfect. They all can't be
And we
great.
understand that.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll let it
It's
slide.
fine. Yeah.
Are you
The
ready for
other
the?
movies are great.
Yeah, they are. They're really great.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the movie facts?
Yes.
Okay, first one. Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg both agreed to waive their usual salaries to help keep the movie's budget under $100 million. So instead,
100
they agreed.
million?
What?
A
Yeah.
100 million?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I can tell
Okay.
you. I can tell you the exact budget in a minute. But
Okay.
instead of their salaries, they asked for 15% of the film's gross instead.
Oh jeez. Okay.
So I'm sure they made a lot of money.
Yeah, either way.
I'm sure they were fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the budget is $102 million.
Oh my gosh.
It made $358.4 million.
Oh my goodness.
So they're not strapped for cash. They're good.
No, they really aren't.
They're good. For the scene where Anderton holds his breath in the bathtub, John, Steven Spielberg was going to create the air buzz. Whoa, the air bubble rising with CGI, but Tom Cruise took the time and learned how to do it himself because Tom Cruise is insane.
Of course he did.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, he does his own stunts.
If there's anything he can do realistically by himself, he's going to do it. That's just how Tom Cruise operates.
He became a movie director so that he can do his own stunts because people were like, we can't insure you because you're going to do dangerous stuff.
Like, on his last movie, he broke his ankle jumping from buildings. Like he needs to be stopped.
And he broke his ankle during the scene they filmed, and he finished the scene, and then he's kind of like, yeah, I broke my ankle. I got to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I got to go.
Like, excuse me?
This man needs to rest. Please rest.
He's a menace to himself at this point, not even to anybody else.
You're almost 60 years old, Tom. It's let's take a break. There are younger people who can do these stunts for you.
Like, I understand that you're like super excited to do it, and physically you probably could, but should you?
You should not. You really shouldn't. Because I'm telling you now, you're gonna get old, and your body is gonna hurt. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
So let's slow down.
Yeah, just a little.
Just a little.
Not a lot.
You don't have to.
Just enough.
You don't have to stop doing stunts entirely. Let's just let's be selective with the stunts we do.
Yeah, you don't have to hang off of the side of airplanes anymore.
Yeah, you really don't need to do that. There is CGI for that. You do not need to hold on to the side of an airplane. You don't need to be flying planes.
Yeah, like we get it. It's really sick, but at the same time, bro.
Like, do you want to be like
Yikes.
Do you want to be like Harrison Ford every 6 months crashing planes in the fields? Like, please. Calm down. It's okay.
We're begging you, Tom.
I'm begging you. Please calm down. Next one.
Yes.
Lexus reportedly paid $5 million to have a futuristic version of one of their cars in the movie.
Wow.
And as part of the deal, Steven Spielberg got to keep a 62,000 Lexus SC 430 convertible, which great deal for you, Steven.
Really though.
I love that.
Brands really be doing the most to get themselves in movies.
And I love how he got a car
that
is bigger than my salary was at my old job.
Like Lexus paid $5 million, and then they're like, "Here's also a car.
Here's a yearly salary of someone in a car. Take it."
Yeah. Like, stop twisting my arm.
I'll take it. Kate Blanchett was offered the role of Agatha.
Oh.
Which it could have been good.
It could have.
But like, this role is kind of beneath Kate Blanchett, if I'm being Honest.
Honest. Yeah, I think so too.
And then
We don't need like another star to play a
Agatha
role
barely
like that.
speaks.
Yeah.
So
She
she
kind of
didn't
just convulses in water
yeah, she
and
didn't need to do this
then
movie.
yeah, it's fine.
She didn't miss out on much.
She really didn't.
Last one, even though
Yes.
there were a lot.
Okay.
This movie beat Scooby-Doo at the box office on its opening weekend.
Can I know it's just barely beat it?
Just barely.
Just barely.
They were neck and
Scooby-Doo was
neck.
that big.
Yeah.
It was touch and go for a minute there, but eventually Minority Report just
This,
got that little
yeah,
extra boost.
this one may have won the box office, but which one was a cultural reset? Remember that.
Yes.
It was Scooby-Doo.
Which movie stole the hearts of millions? Scooby-Doo.
Which movie do I remember almost word for word? Exactly.
Exactly.
So that brings us to our question. Is it iconic?
I think so.
I've been thinking about it. I watched this on Friday
Uh-huh.
and I've sat with it. I will
Mhm.
also say yes.
Yeah.
If I like look over the plot holes, which
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't have noticed if I didn't have to write down the plot of this movie.
Exactly.
It's a really good movie.
It is a good movie. I'm also a sucker for like detective
Oh, I love
sci-fi
it.
movies.
I love a detective movie.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
So like this was like written for me.
Yes.
So yeah, just because see the thing is, we may sound really critical and it's only because we have to write down every minute detail kind of
Yes, everything. So
that we can talk about it. And so like when we look at it, we're looking at it with a fine-tooth comb. And so sometimes when we're like, yeah, it's not iconic, and some of you are like, but it's like my favorite movie, know that we've just combed through a lot more than you have.
yes.
Probably. And
You're,
so we might be rough, but this is a good movie.
yeah, overall it's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I loved this movie before we even did it for this episode. So
I had no opinion before. So I went in, I think I'd seen it maybe once before, but I didn't really remember it. So I practically went in with fresh eyes. So it was good.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I love the twist at the end. The fact that Lamar used someone else to commit the murder, like that was cool. I thought that was very interesting. So yeah, iconic.
Love that.
Love it. Do you have any recommendations for this week?
I do. My first recommendation is an Alicia Keys song.
Ooh, yay.
It's Unthinkable, I'm Ready, featuring Drake.
Drake. There's a version with Drake?
Yes. He was in the original doing some echoey stuff, but then they redid it and he actually got his own verse.
I've never heard the version with Drake. I'm gonna have to go listen to that. I did not know that was a thing.
I love it.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
And my second recommendation, and I don't think I recommended it yet. If I did, we're gonna have to cut this out. But okay. My second recommendation is I Hate You by SZA.
I don't think you have.
Okay. Because I feel like it's been in my my recommendations for like weeks now, but like I wanted to recommend Christmas stuff during Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can recommend I Hate You by SZA. I love SZA.
Wonder if I hate you. I do.
I do.
You've heard it on TikTok.
I love that song. Yeah, you've heard it on TikTok. If you haven't, listen to it now.
Yeah.
SZA does not miss.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, she didn't miss with this one.
She didn't miss with this one.
Yeah, she really didn't. And that's it for me.
Okay. I also have two. My first one is a song. It's called Strings by Isla. Really good song.
Okay.
Love it. She has another song. Can't remember the name of it right now, but I also love. And then I heard this one and I was like, Perfecto. So listen to it. My next one is The Witcher. Season 2 has come out. I am in the middle of
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of episode 2. Can't wait to see how it goes. Really love the first season.
I think my mom already killed it.
She already watched it?
Yeah.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
I did not have time.
When she wants to binge watch something, she'll just sit there and absorb it.
I mean, same.
She's incredible.
But I had stuff to do. So
yeah, true.
I've been a little busy. I was planning on going to Hawaii. So
yeah.
I was busy. But now I have time. So
yeah, you do.
My family doesn't come for Christmas until Thursday. So I have time.
Yeah, you do.
So I will watch it. Do I have time today? Oh, I actually don't have time. Never mind.
Oops, never mind.
I don't have time today. I have to edit. Tomorrow I'm going out with Sabrina. Don't have time for that. I have Wednesday. I have
there
Wednesday.
You go.
I will stay home all day on Wednesday. Yeah, so just watch season 2 of The Witcher. If you haven't seen season 1, watch season 1. Amazing. Great show. But yeah, that's it for me. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us on our social media. We have a Twitter and an Instagram. They're both at SY2YI Podcast. A lot of people liked our posts for what was it, Holiday in Handcuffs?
Holiday in Handcuffs. Holiday in Handcuffs really came through, and people were like, yes, thank you for feeding us this content.
They were like, we love this movie. And I was like, why? Oh, that brings me to something else while I'm here. So last year we watched Christina Milian's Snow Globe, and it was awful.
Snow Globe.
And so I assumed that every single Christmas movie she'd ever did would also be awful. But then I watched Christmas Cupid and I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And it's an ABC Family movie, and I kind of liked it. I didn't hate it at all.
Yeah, you heard him correctly, everybody. He liked a Christina Milian Christmas movie by ABC.
Yeah, it was very campy, but I still liked it. Like, because honestly, what Christmas movie isn't campy? But I liked it.
True.
There's some good people in there. Jack A. Harris is in there. Christina Milian is in there. I almost said Chad Dylan Cooper, and that is not his fucking name. That's from Sunny with a Chance. Chad Michael Murray is in the movie.
There you go.
That girl from Pretty Little Liars, sorry, can't remember her name, is in that movie. Yeah, give it a watch. I know it's past Christmas when you're hearing this, but like maybe put it on your list for next year.
Right. Or if you still need a little bit of more Christmas cheer, watch it.
Watch it. It was good. But yeah, back to our outro. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, our Twitter and our Instagram is at SY2YI Podcast. You can also go on YouTube to listen to old episodes. Do I remember what episode I just put? Oh, I think I just put up Holiday in Handcuffs. So, yay, listen to that. Also, you can send us your movie stories at our email, sy2yipodcast@gmail.com. You can also request movies there. Ask us any questions. If you want to discuss Spider-Man, like hit us up. I'm ready.
If you have theories, we're willing to listen.
I love a good theory.
Yeah.
I've already had some of Doctor Strange spoiled for me, which is like super fun. Already, like that movie don't come out till May, and I already know some plot points. So
damn, what the heck?
Yay! I already know some of the cameos. I really do.
What?
So like if you also know them, like let's discuss, because I have some thoughts. Yeah, and then you can also share us with your friends and your family. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podbean, whatever you listen on. And you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to wear your mask. Omicron is unfortunately coming. She's coming for us. Very sad. Had to. I'm probably canceling a vacation over it. So.
And I'm so sad for you.
So everyone be careful. Apparently, if you have 2 vaccine shots, they're pretty much useless. You have to get the booster. So go get your booster. I have mine. Also, don't
Let's
forget,
go.
please continue to wear your mask. Please and thank you.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Let's
You're nasty.
sanitize
Do it.
everything. Let's use soap. Thank you. And stay iconic.
Stay iconic, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.